How's it going, Spacers, and welcome back to yet another episode of the Outer Worlds. In the last episode, we arrived here at Stellar Bay on Monarch and discovered a murder scene. And now, it's our duty to investigate. Let me get the whole crew in here. Alright, now what we're gonna pop a seat down here, and guess we can't anymore. Hello.
Hey there, Felix. What can I do for you?
There's a betting slip in a dead man's apartment. Got any idea how that happened?
Poor Isaac. I was wondering why I hadn't seen him in a few days. I'd really like to help. Isaac was a sweet fellow, even if he did have terrible teeth.
What does his teeth have to do with anything?
They were pretty distinct. Monarch doesn't exactly have a thriving dental industry, and Isaac seemed to get stuck in all sorts of bad habits, dietary and otherwise. Sometimes he'd drink purpleberry punch by the liter, other times he'd keep betting on a losing team. Started owing the wrong people money.
So who did he owe?
I don't know for sure, but I saw Elijah and his buddies pushing Isaac around. They're hooligans from Fallbrook. They sweep into town, drop supplies off behind the warehouse, and spend the rest of their stay getting rowdy over tossball games. They usually loiter in the alley behind the yacht club. They're not allowed in the bar anymore. I bet you anything Isaac ran into trouble with one of them.
Thanks for the tip.
Mr. Sanjar will be pleased to hear about it when you're done. I know he gets fed up with the Fallbrook bullies, but there's not much he can do.
Alright then. Where's that leading?
Smells like wrapped in here. Oh, it does work.
So, Elijah.
Wrapped musk and painted eyes, right here.
Ma'am, please, I need your help. I can pay.
Hello. Are you okay?
Thank you for stopping. Everyone acts like nothing's wrong, like my little boy isn't at risk of being eaten by some vile creature.
What?
Please, you have to help me get my little Tucker back. He ran away and is going to get himself killed. Oh, I just know a raptidon is melting him with acid as we speak.
Your child's missing? Where did you last see him?
Oh, I just knew you were a good person. Agnes, I said, this is the woman to save your little ducky. And I was right. He ran out into the wilderness a few days ago. I warned him about the raptidons, mantisaurs, and marauders, the toxic sulfur pools, and poisonous plants, but he didn't listen. Please, won't you go and find my boy?
Why would Tucker run away?
He's been pining for an adventure. Says he's tired of living cooped up behind the walls. But he doesn't understand how dangerous it is out there. I warned him. A raptidon would snap him up first chance it got. I just know one's ripped his arm off and is gnawing on his sweet little fingers. He should have listened to his mama. I promised I'd keep him safe here with me.
Where would he have gone?
He's been listening to those awful broadcasts that the iconoclasts put out. I begged Sanjar to put a stop to them, but did he? No! And now I just know my boy's run off to Amber Heights. That is, if a manta queen hasn't spooled out and eaten his entrails for breakfast already.
Yeah, what were you saying about the iconoclasts?
Low-life degenerates, leading innocent boys into a life of danger. Oh, they make it sound so exciting. Like it's noble to risk it all out there, fighting for the greater good.
Not sure I'm seeing the problem here.
You're one of them, aren't you? You should be ashamed of yourself, young man. Just as your mama would be. How noble is it to worry your loved ones? Not at all, I say. But still they preach their sermons of anarchy and rebellion to anyone who listened. If they weren't holed up in Amber Heights, I'd knock them all upside the head.
Where is Amber
That
Heights?
old settlement. southwest of Stellar Bay.
Southwest.
I don't know which is worse, the thought of my son shacking up with the nutty iconoclasts, or that he never made it. Sprats could be nesting in his rotting body alongside the road as we speak. Or maybe marauders got him, pulled all his teeth out, crushed him into their drugs, and made him snort them. Oh, the things that could happen to my sweet baby.
I'm just waiting for us to find Tucker, and he is the
Thank you.
toughest
Oh, I know he'll be
motherfucker
safe now that
alive.
someone's able to
That would
fetch
be
him home.
hilarious.
You look for him in Amber Heights, you hear? It's down the road southwest of town.
Like, I just
I'm
want him
sure
to be
he
an
made it that
absolute
far. I
fucking
just know.
man.
And if you find any of them iconoclasts indoctrinating my boy, you punch them in the mouths. Tell them what I think of them luring little boys away from their mamas. It's immoral.
He's gonna be a fully grown man. He's gonna be like, probably not as old as Vic or Max, but probably like gonna be one of the older members of the group, and like older people. I don't know if he's gonna be a companion. Sounds like he's gonna be a companion. No, not a companion. Okay, that's interesting.
Who the fuck are you? This ain't your alley. Hey.
Beat it. Beat it.
Hey,
Hey, what are you doing here? This is our secret alley. Berta already pissed by those crates to market.
shit. I should get going then.
Not so fast. You look like you got some bits. I'm thinking we take them off your corpse.
That's hilarious, you fucking moron.
Oh yeah? What are you saying exactly?
You bullied people long enough. You know what's good for you. You're gonna clear out and never get fucking come back.
Most of the pencil pushers around here cave as soon as you look at them funny. Fine, we're going. This ain't worth it.
Yeah, that's right. I could fucking gut each and every one of you.
Staying out of sight.
Alright. Now I'll steal their shit. Well, got those guys to clear out. Not much here, is there, huh? Alright. Is that it? Yeah, tell Sanger about... I have to go talk to him anyway.
Hey, what do you think you're...
Oh!
All right, move along.
So, Vic, what was it like in prison?
I don't like to talk about it.
Was it run by Spacer's Choice?
What part of I don't like to talk about it do you not understand? Is it the don't? Because it can't be the talk.
I bet it was a Spacer's Choice prison. Did you taste the freedom?
It baffles me why the captain puts up with your willful idiocy, Mr. Millstone.
I like this. Alright. Hey!
Well, new business turns up at last. Celia, didn't I tell you our new statistics-based advertising model would be a hit?
That you did, sir.
How can yield improvements of 26.7% not quicken the pulse? How can 32% cost savings not moisten the loins?
You've often posed these very questions.
Clear my schedule. This newcomer has a meeting with me.
No, you have a meeting. That's very generous of you.
Celia, will you make a note of that for my self-review? Very generous.
Noted.
If not so generous, I can't drive a good bargain. Now, who sent you? Rizzo's, perhaps? Or Auntie Cleo herself?
Me, I'm just charting my own path, going the winds take me.
What a charming notion. One doesn't meet many free spirits in Halcyon. Not outside Tartarus prison, anyway. Forgive me, I'd be positively enraptured. Only, I take it this means you aren't here for Saltuna.
No, I'm afraid not. I have to eat one more weird science process passed off as food of this sprat-fucked colony I'm gonna stab someone.
Oh, a shame. I'd been saving a bottle of iceberg-aged whiskey for an occasion like this. I had hoped that livening up our advertisements with enticing figures would draw the other corporations back to our bosom, but it seems we're back to the drawing board.
What exactly are you hoping
Thanks
to
the
accomplish?
so-called hazard clause, Monarch has been cut off from the board's resources and protection for 10 years now.
Right?
We've kept ourselves in business by trading with individual corporations, but given the off-the-books nature of those transactions, such arrangements are precarious.
Arian. You're tired of scrounging and scraping by. Yeah, well, honestly, yeah. You're freer than anyone else in Halcyon.
You talk like Graham.
Can't imagine why you'd sneer at the notion of a free colony. Could it be because you're an agent of the establishment?
You're like, shut the
I used
fuck
to be
up.
young and idealistic too, but you can't run a city on high-minded ideals.
Exactly. Intellectualism fuels the train to mankind's future, but the tracks the train runs on are forged from practicality.
Sounds like something out of the chairman's own notes, Vic.
Yes, it's as though the good vicar has plucked the very words from my brain.
The coward's
I have
answer.
people to look after. I need to be practical.
That's why Mr. Nanbi here has a rather ingenious plan to get MSI restored to the board.
On
Right.
our terms, mind you.
Are you out of your mind? You can't just go crawling back to your old masters.
Well, we can't continue to subsist like this either.
And if our advertising scheme hasn't borne fruit, then perhaps it's time we took matters into our own hands.
This lady knows what's going on.
It's true, our Celia is an alarmingly competent middle manager. At any other company, she'd be wasted in data entry. The plan she refers to is a two-pronged approach, and the first part involves seeing Stellar Bay properly defended.
How long did it take to figure out you need to defend your own city?
Not long, but the devil is always in the details. And the salient detail here is a Bolt 52 cartridge. If you can get us what we need to rejoin the board, starting the Bolt 52, we'll be able to become one of the most productive and secure cities in Halcyon.
And you'll have a powerful ally on the board.
Well, yeah, what's the Bolt
Why,
52?
one of the strongest defenses in Halcyon. An extremely powerful ordnance.
I was starting to get bored listening to you until you said the phrase extremely powerful ordnance.
It is quite the rush.
Yeah, what's the other part of your plan?
I'll need to gather some supplemental materials, but I mustn't get ahead of myself.
You do tend to do that.
The Bolt 52 will be in the old arms building southwest of town, which used to be part of Stellar Bay before we had to move our walls in. And these days, it's overrun with marauders and raptidons.
See what I can find.
So taciturn, so dour. I'll be waiting with bated breath. Oh, and while you're at it, there should be a terminal in the arms building with some dangerous information. Perhaps you could delete it so it doesn't fall into the wrong hands.
And ask
can I
you
do for you?
something. So, Grim, the landing pad guard.
I see. And was his delivery of the MSI authorized greeting up to snuff?
He did a fucking bang-up job.
Well, that's excellent. I'll see that your feedback makes it into his review. What else can I do for you?
I have questions about MSI.
Then it's good that I keep such meticulous notes.
How'd you get kicked off the board in the first
I've
place?
asked myself the same thing many times, especially seeing as the legal mechanisms we employed were part of the board's own bylaws.
Do you mean you initiated your own removal?
Not intentionally, though that's technically true. For many years, this planet was home to as many corporations as Terra 2. But back then, it was known as Terra 1.
See, they put the best people on coming up with those names.
Really? I always thought they were refreshingly straightforward names. After all, the whole point of terraforming was to make them Earth-like.
Here, though, the results were mixed.
And as the other corporations began to tally their losses, they decided to pull out.
But not MSI.
Our leadership at the time certainly wanted to.
And how did that work out?
Most regard Monarch as a lost cause. But there were others of us who saw an opportunity. The chance to improve working hours and conditions, to reform MSI from the ground up.
How forward thinking.
It's humane, but it's also good business sense. Exhausted, sick, and malnourished workers are not
So I
productive
think
workers.
I might want these.
Even a cursory review of the data bears that out.
So it's...
Anyway, we learned of a loophole in the corporate bylaws that would allow MSI to claim ownership of the entire planet once the other corporations pulled out, creating the perfect environment for us to enact these new reforms.
Who's this us and we you keep talking about?
Oh, well, there were surely other junior executives with more open minds, though none of them had the temperament to handle the paperwork.
I take it your leadership didn't embrace your ideas.
No, they laughed in our faces and insisted we'd be relocating to Terra 2 along with everyone else.
Here you are.
Yes, some of us stayed behind, and as the most senior executive remaining, I ended up in charge of what was left of MSI. I moved forward with our planned reforms, as well as our strategy to assume ownership of the planet. Yet not long after I renamed it Monarch, the other corporations dislodged us from the board and began an official campaign to paint us as lawless savages.
That's low.
I don't think I realized how far they'd stoop. Everything we did was legal and above board. We followed their rules, and yet they still found reasons to declare us outlaws.
Your first mistake was expecting the board to cut you a fair
Is he
deal.
loading in
I
every
understand
single
the
time
sentiment,
this
but
happens?
If we can't rely
That's
on
so
some
weird.
sort of framework, then what do we have?
Not just like a camera
I do
move.
think there's something useful in a governing body like the board. Something that keeps us from anarchy, but I dearly wish it functioned differently.
What's this hazard clause?
It's a legal provision that gives the board the authority to cordon off any planet or location that it deems dangerous.
A necessary evil for the greater good of society.
That's exactly how the board describes it.
And they've invoked it on you guys.
Yes, making all of MSI criminals in the board's eyes. Rather hard to run a business that way.
So why do you want back on the board?
Why wouldn't anyone? They own nearly all the resources and infrastructure in Halcyon.
Yeah, and once you go back to him, they'll own your dignity too.
Without the board, chaos would overtake the system. Working within the established order isn't a principle to snub one's nose at, Captain.
To be on the board is to be part of the colonial community, and being cut off means slow strangulation.
Yeah, it seems to me anything's better than the corporates.
I fear the MSI citizens who've been dissolved into Raptidon Cud would disagree with you. If membership on the board can ease our hardships and provide us with opportunities, then that's the path I mean to pursue.
They're not easing your hardships, they're
Besides, I'm
causing your
hopeful that
hardships.
additional leverage on our part will allow us a more equitable relationship.
So force them to the bargaining.
I've discovered it's much easier to negotiate from a position of power. And I don't mean to leave MSI or its people at a disadvantage. My hope is to maintain the reforms we've managed here, and who knows? Perhaps once we're restored, we could spread them to other corporations.
Don't think much of Graham,
He
dude.
and his followers call themselves the Iconoclasts. Lawless anarchists, all of them. If anyone on Monarch deserves the reputation the board's pinned on us, it's them.
I will admit, I am keen to meet their leader.
Well, be careful what you wish for. Graham has a habit of ruining everything, and everyone around him.
Maybe you should give them a
A
chance.
chance? They've been doing this for years, and well, let's just say I know enough about Graham to be confident that he won't change. It
You
isn't
should.
just that they drain our people and resources. Every radical act they commit cements Halcyon's image of us all as destructive rebels and pushes us further from the rest of the colony.
So, what's the downside?
Shall I begin with the supply shortages or the subtle but constant threat of annihilation? He's lucky the board doesn't take him seriously enough to keep more than a few UDL gunships patrolling Monarch.
An Earth Directorate assault cruiser would change his tune. It's almost a shame we haven't seen one around Monarch in a long while.
What can I do for you?
Yeah, let's just go on with what we were coming here for anyway. Isaac Rose is dead, and I found the people who killed him.
That's terrible. What happened?
It was Elijah and his hooligan friends. I got them out.
I'm
Better
glad
keep
to
'em
hear
out.
you've dealt with them. They've been causing quite a bit of trouble around town. I've been consumed with other matters of late, but I would have dealt with them eventually.
Of course you would.
Of course I would have. Still, your intervention in the matter is much appreciated. Please consider this payment for your services.
5 bits? Are you kidding me? Tell me where I can find an information
Hiram?
broker.
Why, he's probably still out at Devil's Peak. Not that he's had the courtesy to notify me, at any rate.
How do I get Devil's
You'd
Peak?
head south along the road and look for a mountain to the west. Not that I'd advise it. It's a terribly dangerous trek.
I'm used
But
to danger.
if you insist on going, I'd recommend taking a local guide. Nyoka would be a prime candidate.
Heard of this
If you can
Nyoka.
keep her sober.
Alright, let's go. Celia.
Greetings, and welcome to Monarch Stellar Industries, producers and purveyors of... What can I do for you today?
Grin asked me to check about the Tossball poster.
You know, sending you is the first bright idea I've seen from that man, because I told him to stop bothering me about it a week ago. I still don't know anything about it, but if you want to help him, Velma's the one to ask. She's in the warehouse.
Alright.
But I'll warn you, Grim wore her patience thin a long time ago.
So, you guys are having money trouble,
Not at
right?
all. Mr. Nandi treats us all right and pays us well. I just spent most of my paycheck on Raptidon acid.
Normally blow your money on Raptidon parts?
Laws, no. Sometimes it's canid teeth, or mantis worm wings. Whatever Sebastian has in stock, really.
Why are you buying so much from Sebastian?
So I can talk to him, of course. He doesn't get going about much else. Sort of
Right.
a strong, silent type. Unfortunately, my apartment's kind of filling up with his stuff. And some of the neighbors are complaining about the smell.
Ask him on a date.
I couldn't. What if he says no? Hey, maybe you could ask him for me. I mean, a no would still be bad, but it won't be quite as embarrassing if you ask. Oh, Mr. Nandi's doing that thing where he breathes through his nose real slowly. I'd better get back to work.
What do you see in him?
He doesn't talk much, but he's got this quiet intensity, you know? Like there's stuff going on inside his head that you have no idea about. Plus, he's got great legs. It's hard to find a man who doesn't skimp on lower body exercises.
You know what? She knows what she wants. All I need to know.
Sorry, sometimes I get carried away.
I'll talk to you later. Alright. Velma. Oy. I guess we'll talk to Velma. Oop. Hey, Velma.
Look, you can tell Catherine the new shipment will be ready when it's ready, all right? She's welcome to come up here and pack boxes herself if she's in such a hurry.
Take it easy.
Well, if you're that friendly about it, then you definitely aren't one of Catherine's sublight toughs. My mistake. I hope you can forgive my temper. This job has been running me ragged lately. First, my autoloader foreman stages a walkout, and now my chief pescatological health manager is missing.
Your chief what?
Braxton. He's in charge of getting the fish fat, but also making sure they don't get too many tumors. He's a real wizard with pharmaceuticals, but he has creative notions of working hours. Comes with living in a free colony, I guess.
I mean, if you say so.
Since you don't seem to be constrained yourself, maybe you could check up on him. He lives in the apartments. Tell him Velma said to get his lazy ass down here, or she might start noticing those extra drugs he's been taking from supply. Something else on your mind?
That Braxton's stealing drugs?
Stealing's such a nasty word. Let's call it skimming. And yeah, let's just say I've noticed the sterile biotics we use for the fish would get used a little faster on Braxton's shifts.
Awfully nice not to say anything.
We're not like those corporate towns where you get fined for sleeping on the wrong side of the bed. Besides, the Spacer's Choice stuff we use is cheap enough. And Braxton knows how to get the salt tuna, fat, and mostly tumor-free.
What about your foreman?
Caleb Herrick runs the autoloader operators. He thinks I don't pay them enough for flipping switches and turning dials. He and his whole crew walked out. Say they won't come back unless I pay them more.
I can talk to Caleb, I
Mind
guess.
slapping him around a little while you're at it?
Well, maybe you guys can come to
I'm
better
joking.
agreement.
Mostly. Unless you can do it without hurting his job performance.
He feels like he's
If you can
underpaid.
find a way to get him
He
back
might be
to work.
underpaid.
I'll make it worth your while. Check the yacht club. He's usually there.
All right. So Grim asked me to ask about the poster.
This again? I swear, this is the last time I contract for any special requests. You can tell Grim his poster came in. You can also tell him I got a better offer for it. So now it's going to Nell. That about cover it?
Who's Nell?
She runs the betting parlor across the way. Nice professional lady.
I
Right.
never did catch her name. She seemed real friendly.
Nice hair. Slightly oblivious. You must be the infamous Felix. Yeah, Nell's good people. You should catch a game with her sometime. She asked me about the poster once. Just once. Made a real generous offer, too.
So it's about the money.
Damn right it is.
Still have the poster, right?
It's staying locked up in my office until Nell shows with her money.
Did Grim already pay?
No. I paid Sublight for it. So, it's
Okay.
mine. And when Nell pays me for it, it'll be hers. Grim may have asked for the poster, but it's not his until I take his money.
Can we work something out here?
Sure can. If you want to pay me more than Nell's offering.
I mean, hey, I'm helping you find Braxton, right?
Sure. And once you finish helping me, then we can talk about the poster.
All right. Talk about something else.
Fine by me. Sublight boss out of Fallbrook. Handles most goods that come in or out of Stellar Bay. Has a mouth like a ground six spacer.
All right, let's go. Velma's storage. Okay, so I can just steal. I can go to Nell. Ooh, I can go to Nell and talk to her straight up.
I hear those rich people in Byzantium pay a handsome bit for rat musk.
Hey there, Felix. What can I do for you?
Velma said you outbid Grimm for a signed tossball
Signed
poster.
by the Black Hole himself. There's no way I could pass that up. Why, did you want to see it? I don't have it yet. I'm waiting on a few customers to pay up before I can give Velma the bits.
Can I trade you for it?
I don't know. This isn't just some poster. It's a genuine tossball artifact. The Black Hole doesn't even sign things anymore. He just puts a stamp on them. Of course, the only reason I asked Velma about it in the first place was because those Sublight fellas lost my shipment of official tossball jerseys. I was gonna line the walls with them. They're the new ones, now with authentic game time aroma.
Is it?
Of course not. No, authentic means close enough to be the real thing, but not actually the real thing. Everyone knows that. Anyway, I guess they tried to take a shortcut around Amber Heights and ran into some trouble.
Right, I
Can't
guess I'm
blame 'em
going
for
to
trying.
Amber Heights.
Those iconoclasts never shut up. But they lost a bunch of cargo, including my jerseys. If you could get those for me, I might let Grimm have that poster.
All right, I'll see what I can do.
Thanks. Don't put yourself in danger on my account, though. That poster will be a fine substitute.
All right, well, cool. So the jersey. What? Hold on, what?
How does it
Oh,
feel?
okay.
How does what feel?
Serving an instrument of corporate supremacy?
Let me hazard a guess. You're talking about the church.
Isn't it true the OSI is just a cog in the machine of oppression?
I'm glad you're asking questions, Felix. Curiosity is the foundation of the scientician faith.
Don't try and convert me, preacher.
I'm glad Felix is giving the priest a hard time, because if I did it, he'd leave my crew. Radio Free Monarch. Let's go talk to Oka. Hold on. Is there anything else I need to do? I haven't even found a shop yet. Hold on. Gotta be a store around here, right? Color Bay. Ah! Look at that. Howdy.
Hello, dearie. Why, I don't believe I've seen you before. And with sweet cheeks like those, I'd remember.
Yeah.
What can Auntie Abigail do for you?
I do have a fat ass. Do you hand out meds?
Yes, indeed. Someone's got to keep Stellar Bay's people healthy and energized.
I'm excited.
Oh, but I am. I get to see plenty of my neighbors here, and I do dearly love a little gossip.
Alright, nothing for now. Shit. Are there even, like, shopkeepers here? Like, actual shopkeepers, or just the vending machine? Curious. Yacht Club. Alright. We're up. Damn. All vending. Zap. Several phrases have been marked off right between the eyes. There were 3, no 4 of them. That rap was this big, took it down one shot. Buy me a drink. Bingo sheet. Oh, god damn it! You can't... It. One of us is gonna have to change. There. It's a little less awkward.
And the little bastard's slippery, right? On account of its blood. So it's sliding. All over the place. Trying to crawl away. Getting so I can't tell the blood from the mud.
Keep listening.
But I gotta get in there. Get right in that baby rap's stomach and dig it out. If so much as a drop of stomach acid got on that medallion, I don't know what I'd do. Might be I'd hunt every damn rapt out there. Right. What are you staring? Wait. You ain't from around here. Who are you?
I'm Perdita. Pleasure to meet ya.
Ooh, charmer. Don't get a lot of that around here. Folks mostly grump at me about how I should join the MSI payroll. Nice change of pace. Buy me a drink, will you?
Sure. Another round.
Outstanding. What are you doing in Stellar Bay, stranger?
I was told you could help me find someone.
Well. Let's get down to brass nuts then, shall we? Wait, that ain't it. Brass rats?
I think brass nuts
talk
is right.
business.
Yes.
I'm headed back out there after I sober up. You want a guide sooner than that? You'll have to get me something to clear my head.
What do you need?
Outstanding! Our dispensary here maintains a stock of, well, I don't rightly know what they are. Steroid or caffeine somethings? Pills. They're very good. I'm cut off for the money, on account of needing one just about every damn day. But I'm sure you've got your wily ways. Fetch me one and we'll be all set.
That stuff's just... I can't get a steroid. You don't even know what you're taking?
I know they make me see straight. For a little while. You gonna get me a dose or what?
Alright, I'll be back. Shit. God damn it. Hey.
Hello again, dearie. What can I get you?
Pills. Now.
Bless your little heart. You must mean caffeinoid. If it's pep you need, one pill does the deed. Now, dearie, who's this pickup for?
They're actually for me.
I'm so sorry, but with the iconoclasts and the marauder filth chasing away what little trade we get, I'm afraid I have to reserve my supply for Stellar Bay residents. Our reserves have gotten so low, I've even had to start locking the supply room upstairs. Isn't it a shame what some people will do to get a little extra?
That's just awful.
Isn't it just? I'd make an exception for you if I could, my little cherub. Is there anyone else needing a special pickup from Auntie Abigail?
Have to pry that secret from my sweet little cheeks.
Aren't you a saucy thing? I may not be a fresh young thing anymore, but with age comes experience, dearie.
Oh. Why don't you show me a thing or two?
Much as I'd love to. My rheumatism is especially fierce at the moment, and I'm all out of my medicine. but I'd hate to send you away empty-handed. You were here for Caffeinoid, weren't you? Who's it for?
Private.
Now, there's no keeping secrets from Auntie Abigail. I'll tease it out of you one way or another. Also, I really do have to enter someone's name for the allotment. After all, I have to keep track of where our little pills wander off to.
Oh, whoa. I suppose it's reasonable.
Indeed. Now, how about you tell Auntie who this pickup's for?
For Nyoka.
Oh, her. It's none of my business, but I have told her Dr. Williams would bump up her monthly allotment if only she'd join MSI. Contribute like the rest of us. Now I've gone and said too much. And you know me, dearie. I don't like to pry.
When she... Anyone else have caffeinoids?
If so, I would love to know where. Sublight supplies don't come cheap. Believe me, there's nothing I'd love better than to help you, but there's not much I can do. Dr. Williams managed the town's allotments from his terminal upstairs. Even I can't access them.
I thought you were in charge.
Oh, you flatter an old woman. Me, I'm just here to be a pretty face for the customers. And to keep an extra key to the supply room, for all the times Dr. Williams misplaced his.
Remind me, what supply room?
The one upstairs, where we store our medicines.
I guess I'll have to figure this out on my own.
Chin up, dearie.
So that got weird. Like, yeah, the grandma wanted to fuck me, but I guess, you know what? She was talking about my sweet cheeks and... Oh. Sweet cheeks I do have. This terminal, restricted, employee login, assign login credentials if you've gotten your assignment. Okay. Create new account. Back. Okay. Following options, patient records. For data. Turn to root. Data storage. Lilio. Abigail. The wide-eyed colonist from Earth, hardworking Sartuna. Things here, Mrs. Elliot said, leading Abby into a dim apartment. The place was small, but it had a certain cozy charm. Abby set her legs on the bags on the floor and loosened the straps of her jumpsuit. Mr. Elliot coughed, his face suddenly red. If you get warm, you can crack a window. Breeze from the bay is real nice, just be careful about the mantis swarm. Abby went to take the room key. Her fingers brushed his. He had strong, rough hands. Altoona farmer's hand. Felt herself blush. You've been ever so kind to me, Mr. Elliot. Call me Archibald, he said. A renegade iconoclast driven by his ideals, find loves in the arms of a mysterious man with a tortured past. Will he follow his head or his heart? Chapter 2, tall, dark, and handsome. Come on up, said the voice on the comm. It was dangerous and smooth, a way that reminds Broderick of iceberg-aged whiskey. The door slipped open with a whisper of perfumed air. His hair rose along the nape of his neck, and he proceeded up the stairs. The broker sat with his back to the top of the line, mostly charcoal personal heater. Slender fingers. This was the mysterious recluse who manipulated Monarch from afar. Broderick could feel the warmth of the heater from across the room, but it was the look in the broker's eyes that had him feeling feverish. The broker produced a pair of glasses, a bottle of something that looked expensive. He poured it off and held some of the glasses out to Broderick. For me? He asked, trying to expand smoldering gaze. Indeed, the broker purred. Heard you're a man of gold. Broderick took his glass. The broker continued. Tall, dark hair falling over darker eyes. That's why I've got a rare proposition. Glass nearly slipped from Broderick's fingers. He drank it down in one gulp to hide the tremor in his hand. Burned all the way down. Clinic of the Heart. A battle-hardened young Earth Directorate soldier visits a remote clinic on Monarch to heal his injuries, but when he meets Gale, an elegant older nurse, she goes to work on his heart as well. Oh boy. Healing Touch. Chapter 34. Fletcher held her tightly. Strength had returned. That much was clear. Yet here he remained at the clinic. Shook his head as he'd reach her mind with his perfect green eyes. Gale, the Earth Directorate's calling me back. They want me protecting Byzantium. But I don't know how to leave. Not after what we've found together. Stay, whispered, letting her breath warm his ear. I can certainly find a position. Oh, us, he moaned, pulling her closer. Pressed a finger to his... The only law here is love. Nice! Nice! Okay. Patient records. Nyoka. Increased caffeinoid allotment. Allotment decrease. High warning. Excessive caffeinoid consumption may lead to side effects such as irritability, fatigue, uncontrolled bowel movements, nausea, death. Caffeinoid storage is approaching critical levels. Right, exit. Let's go. Hey, I got a question.
Hello again, dearie. What can I get you?
I'm picking up caffeinoid for Nyoka Ramnarim Wentworth III.
Now that can't be. Ms. Ramnarim Wentworth has already exceeded the month's... Oh. Dear me. She does have another dose in
Just
her
one
allotment.
more. That's
How
all.
did I miss this?
Don't worry about it, Auntie. You've been busy.
My, but you are a doll. Here's Nyoka's caffeinoid.
Dude,
and if I know her, she's
honestly,
probably ready for it by
I'd
now.
smash Abigail.
Do
Look
take
at
care
her.
of yourself, dearie.
She's holding up pretty well for her age, however old she is.
Velma seem out of sorts too?
Anyways,
She's always cranky.
well,
I mean, more than usual.
next time I will be delivering Nyoka her caffeinoids, and hopefully we'll be getting ourselves out of Stellar Bay. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, so like, comment, subscribe if you want, share this video with someone you know, and I'll see you guys next episode of The Outer Worlds. Peace.